the waistband and contained all sorts of handy gadgets, including a notebook, smelling salts, and there's even a perfume file here. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing, but what's it worth? Find out later. Hello and welcome to Trading Treasures. No matter what the weather, come rain or shine, we're here to go through the junk in search of gems. Our experts value what they find, then our teams go off to the boot sale to make as much money as they can. But before we explore, let's meet today's contestants. The green team is Rachel and Pam from Guildford in Surrey. Pam has nothing to sell, but Rachel has a bedroom piled floor to ceiling with items she's collected over the years. It all has to go. Our red team is Pam and Bill. The couple recently moved to a smaller property, so it's out with the old and in with the new. Now, you're having a bit of a clear out here because you've gone minimalist, is that right?
That's right, yes. Yes, we moved house about 3 years ago and I just need a good clear out.
Now, a lot of the stuff that we've got behind us here is TG Green Kitchenalia. TG Green being the name of the company that made it and still does manufacture blue and white. When did you start buying this?
Well, I bought that probably around 25 years ago and I was collecting it for my mother and you know, she had that as presents.
So what sort of prices would you have been paying?
Oh, probably 50p to £1, £1.50.
You wouldn't be paying that if you bought it today because it's extremely collectible and the prices for this stuff have really, really rocketed. Right. So, for example, if we choose this, which is the TG Green rolling pin, there are two versions of this. I've got this version as well.
Right.
And this one has the ridges in it. Can you feel that?
Yeah, I've never noticed before actually.
Well, this wasn't very popular with housewives because obviously rolling out the pastry, they got ridges in it. So it was then made with a smooth barrel. Okay.
Right.
As a result, collectors want this one.
Right.
All right. Now, you've lost some of the blue paint from the handles, which I'm not too worried about because actually a lot of this stuff is repainted. So you could repaint that if you wanted to. So how much did you pay for that, do you think?
I think it was about £1.50.
Really? In perfect condition, it's £180 worth.
Ooh, really?
Okay. Most exciting of all is this little storage jar here.
Ah.
Now, this Farola would have been used for oatmeal. Okay, you've got a huge chunk out the back of it. It hasn't got the proper lid. In perfect condition, £400 to £600. Even as it is, over £100.
Really? Okay.
As for the rest of the stuff, to be quite honest with you, there's so much of it. I think what you need is an expert. Chris Gower has worked in the antiques trade for more than 20 years. His specialist areas are French and English mirrors and 1970s American Perspex furniture. Now, Chris, we've got quite a collection of TG Green kitchenware in the kitchen this morning.
It's fantastic, isn't it? Is it all TG Green? Let's have a look. Yes, this is what we should be looking for, this lovely shield here. Now, green denotes a later time, usually, than black. I think if there's something else, black. Yeah, there's a black one. So this is slightly earlier. Unfortunately, this is damaged and that isn't. So we'll put a high price on that, about £40. And on this, the knob is missing, there's a crack there, perhaps about 15, but it is so collectible. And these are lovely. Bill, where did these come from?
These were bought over 20 years ago in Battlesbridge in Essex.
Well, they're very nice. They're the street vendor scene, London street vendor scene. Everyone has a job, everyone is selling something or other, and its location is always on the top. But what gives this its true age is the frame, the original frame. Now, they started publishing in 1804 by R. Phillips, but they carried on for years because they just cottoned on, so popular, and I think they're reproduced as well. But this is, how many have you got?
9.
9, and I value these at about £35 each for a boot sale, and they'll go.
So how much did you pay for them? Can you remember?
It was about the £100 mark.
Well, that's
For
not bad
£9.
then.
For £9.
You're going to make money, aren't you?
Yes, super. Well, look, you've got lots more stuff to go through here. Look, he's already picking
I
up
know,
on these.
silver.
I'm going to leave you to
Marvellous.
it, and I'll catch up with you later.
Okay.
A minimalist style means getting rid of all those goods, while the green team face challenges of their own. Well, I have to say, I feel like I've landed in girly heaven here, because you've got some fantastic 50s dresses, kitsch bits and pieces, and that collection, Rachel, has inspired you to do your own handbags.
Yes, it has. Yeah, it was started off with a 50s piece of fabric, and it wasn't big enough to do anything with, and it just screamed handbag, and it went from there really.
Now, obviously, making them involves a lot of time, and we found them in a box. You're taking them to a boot sale. So, what sort of prices are you looking for on them?
I'd like to get £20 for them because they take me so long to make. It would be a good way of testing the market.
And staying with the 50s theme, you've got the fantastic flying ducks. They're wonderful. Where did you get those from?
I think they did come from sort of junky sale somewhere.
Because it's quite difficult now to find a set. I mean, they're very nicely marked because they tell you very much that it's small, medium and large, so you know you've got them there. They are British made and they are good quality. Now, in the 50s they started making plaster copies that are pretty nasty, really. But the most sought after are the Beswick or Besic ones, and there are actually 5 of those. So, I mean, if they were Beswick, we'd be talking quite a lot of money. As it is, probably not so much. But they're still, for someone looking for that 50s theme or the kitschiness, you know, people will pay the price. So I think to get these valued and everything else you've got, what you need is an expert. Mark Franks' main interest is in furniture and small collectibles, especially silver cigarette cases. His search for bargains means he deals in antiques 7 days a week. This, I thought, would interest you.
It certainly does. Kitchenalia, I know I've gone on about it a lot, but this is not why it's here. It's really here for these lovely images, and all these black memorabilia is very, very up and coming. It's making serious money. Famous people like Oprah Winfrey are collecting it, and some of this stuff is really making mega bucks. Now, at a car boot sale, I fancy you should get 25 quid for that easy. So I'm going to start off asking 45 quid for it. It might seem a bit strong, but if the right person comes along, I think you're going to start shaking hands at about 35, 40 quid. What do you think?
It's a night out.
Where did it come from?
That was a jumble sale.
Was it really?
Yes,
so what, a
in
couple of
Cranley.
pounds?
Oh, it was 10p.
It's a little bit rubbed there, but I'm not worried about that at all because it's a really nice piece and I think it's easily going to sell. Bakelite interests me because Bakelite was actually patented in 1909 by Mr. Bakeland. Very brittle but very collectible, so I think you're going to do all right.
What price for the flask?
I'm going to ask 15 quid. I'd take any bids over a tenner and even go down to 8 if you have to.
I can tell that you're really surprised by the sort of values that we're talking about
Totally
here.
amazed, yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing. We were going to go out for a night out with the proceeds, and we thought we'd be fish and chips and a drink down the pub, and half at that.
Well, you'll be doing a bit more than that because there's still a lot of items to value, so I'll leave you to it and catch up with you a bit later. Chris has come across some familiar items, but are they the Besic ones?
Well, these ducks are really kitsch turned chic, aren't they? Where did you get them?
Well, Pam bought me those about 20 years ago. I'd always wanted a sort of a bad taste for them. But we liked them, and I liked them, and they ended up in the kitchen, previous kitchen.
Well, they really were bad tastes, and that is why so many of them were chucked away. And then suddenly a resurgence in chic. They're made by John Besic in Staffordshire, and the mark is always there. This I will put at £70 and the other two at 30. So there we've got £130 there. I love this silhouette. Where did this come from, Pam?
I think it was from a junk shop, but I don't actually remember. It was quite a while ago.
Well, this is a very early silhouette. In fact, the name Silhouette came from a Monsieur Etienne de Silhouette, who was a French government minister, and he just did these for fun. They were early snapshots. You know, in fact, these were nudged out of popularity by the invention of photography. And the best ones actually are the one like you have here, painted on, not the cutouts. So this is about 1800, I would say, judging by his costume, and I would say in the original frame. So I think let's go for £40 for that.
Okay.
This is fantastic. Let's have a look at it. Yes, this tells us it's Bristol. In fact, Bristol pottery is the earliest in the country. Did you know that?
No.
Not Stoke-on-Trent at all. This company has been going for about 300 years. So here we've got something in perfect condition. Very nice indeed. And I think we'll go for £40 for that.
So how do the red team's items compare to the green team's?
Well, let's start off with this. Where did this come from?
Or a car boot sale, I think, years ago.
And what did you pay for that?
£7.
Not bad. I think a car boot sale now, because it's got that shabby chateau French look, I believe it is French. I think we'll ask 30 quid, but I think any bids over 20 we'll take. And I think you should get 25 quid quite easily. It's obviously upside down at the moment, but it's lovely. It's got that sort of French peely painty effect, which people are really hot on at the moment. So that's pretty good profit, isn't it?
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Now, this is one strange thing. A skirt leveller. Now, I take it, you stick this on the wall, you put some chalk in it and give it a squirt, and it marks the outside of your skirt, is that right?
It does. No woman should be without one.
Have you ever used it?
No, I haven't, but and I don't suppose I ever will. But
It's very kitsch and very twee. I can't imagine it actually working, but I mean it's very similar to this, the skating bartender. This is a little sort of battery operated thing that slides along the bar and delivers drinks. I mean, somebody's going to love these. We're going to ask a tenner each for them. Realistically, I think it's going to be near a fiver each, but you never know. The right person might come along and it falls in the same league as this, the Bay City Rollers game. I mean, we're going to ask 15 quid for that. And I wouldn't be surprised if we don't get a tenner quite easily, because this kitsch sort of 70s stuff's really in.
So it's kitsch versus China, but how much can the red team expect to raise at a boot sale? Chris must decide.
Wow, that's lovely.
Isn't it beautiful?
What a spring, summer kind of thing that is. Where did that come from?
Again, that was just a junk shop. Junk shop find.
Gosh, I could
Many
go around
years
these
ago.
junk shops with you. Chris, what else have you found?
Oh, there's so much here, Lorne. Look at these lovely dishes. Fortunately, one is chipped, but the magic is they're Silvac. Made in the 40s or 50s, somewhere between 1936 and 1982. But when Port Miriam took over Silvac, they sold off all the stock. That is damaged, but look at the pretty design there. I think we should go for £15 on that. Then see that table down there.
That's very pretty.
Isn't it lovely? Great condition, great actually interior design piece. In a smart shop that would be over £100, so I think we should go for 50 for that.
Has it got much age though? Because you still see them around.
You do. That's about 1920. You can tell
nice.
that by the condition and the quality of the workmanship is fantastic. Lovely octagonal thing.
Another family piece or junk shop find?
Junk shop find.
How much did you pay for that? Can you remember?
£15.
Oh, hello. Nice little profit there then.
Absolutely. And then sitting on it is that lovely Bryant and May matchbox and holder with an ashtray. They'll clean it up because it's silver plate. It'll look stunning because anybody walking past your stand in that condition, they might just lose it. But it's from the 1940s, anything to do with advertising, very collectible, about £25 for that, I would say.
£25. This is very good. You've got some nice stuff
Isn't
here,
it
haven't
nice?
you?
Yeah.
This is totting up. So, Chris, what is the target figure?
I think we've got to be realistic, Lorne, at £590.
£590. How do you feel about that?
Well, it sounds good. We'll try our best.
And achievable.
Hopefully, yeah.
You've got great stuff.
I think it's very easily achievable because, you know, you can mix and match your prices a bit, go up on some things, down on others.
Right.
People take a lot of money to boot sales. I think you might be surprised. Right. But before we get there, I'm going to leave you to wrap it and pack it, and I'll see you at the boot sale.
Okay.
A high target figure for the red team, but the green team has uncovered some exquisite pieces. What does it all add up to?
What a collection of Art Deco clocks. These are fantastic.
Great.
Where do they come from?
I wish they were mine, but they're not. They're my dad's, but he doesn't want them anymore, so I'm going to see what I can do with them.
They've got to be worth something, haven't they?
They certainly have. Now, these are very common in France, and I believe they are from France. You see these at the big fairs in France quite a lot. Now, condition is absolutely everything. If you look at this one, the fan's broken off. That could be stuck back on, but you want to get it done properly. Now, if that was perfect, I fancy you'd get 150 quid, even at a car boot sale for that. An antique fair, deco fair, they'd want 300 quid for that. The clocks generally don't work, but it's not a big problem.
That's a lovely one as well because it's got the real Art Deco look at the front, and you've got What do you call those things?
They're called garnitures.
Right.
And they've got the bits of chrome on it, which really helps its value. But the top of that one's broken. I keep going on about condition, but it really does matter.
So how much for that one?
Even in that condition, it's going to be 125, something like that. You should get easily £100 at a car boot sale, but this is the kiddie. Look at this one with the lovely scene, the little girl feeding the ducks.
Oh, she's got windswept hair. We'll have plenty of that at the boot sale, I can assure you.
Forget the clocks, because they're normally very, very cheap movements, generally don't work, but that's not a problem. That one, I will think, will make 160 at the car boot sale. This little fella, little chip to the head, not absolutely perfect, but still 20 quid's worth.
And these?
And the dolls. Now, I love these. And these are very fashionable. You can look at their dress. They're obviously 60s. I'd say they're original clothing.
She's got vintage Pucci on this one, isn't she?
She
Good
has.
grief.
I would try and sell these as a pair. And I think you're going to easily get 40 quid the pair, because somebody will like those, because they're nice, old, well looked after dolls.
So, what's the target figure?
An easy target figure for you to achieve is 400 quid.
Easy.
I think you'll easily do it.
We go for it then. We've got a good night planned out for that.
Good night. I think you'd be planning a week in Paris at this rate. I'm going to leave you to wrap it and pack it in Rachel's handbags, just to make a change. And I shall see you at the boot sale. The teams are set. Chris Gower has told the red team that they must make £590. Mark Franks has told the green team their target figure is £400. But remember, it's not about who makes the most money. The winning team is the one that comes closest to or exceeds the target figure. Now, remember this? It's a chatelaine. It's silver gilt and was made in Birmingham around 1870. It carries a number of useful household objects and would have been clipped to the belt of a housekeeper at a very well-to-do estate. Well, what's it worth today? If you wanted to put this on your belt, it would set you back £780. There's over 200 stalls here at Ascot today, and this event is amazingly popular. Over 2,000 people are expected to actually come here and buy, so let's hope some of them make their way to our contestant stalls. Good morning, how are you?
Really good.
Yeah. This is a very nice boot sale, isn't it? It has a good atmosphere. It's quite nice and sedate, really, isn't it?
It's very serene. It has been.
Yeah, maybe that's because it's Ascot and a bit posh.
I think it is.
Yeah. Now, what sort of interest have you had in your stuff so far?
Everybody's loved the clocks. They've had lots of attention.
Now, which clock have you sold and how much for?
Do we have to talk about that?
Yes.
We've had an accident. We sold it for 85 and it should have been 150. I just had a complete airhead moment.
Well, look, the way to look at it is you didn't have to buy them. They came to you for nothing. So you're a bit nearer your target figure. Just don't do it again. All right?
We will.
Best of luck anyway. See you later.
Thank you.
Good morning, how are you? Fine, thanks. Yeah, you look very well considering the early hour.
Oh, we're still trying to unpack because we've got like loads of stuff. It's where to put it all.
Yeah. How did you find it first thing?
Hectic. People was trying to look into the car and things. We're saying, no, we've got to wait till we've unpacked, and hopefully they'll drift off and drift back again soon.
Now, what have you sold so far?
So far I've sold a little miniature vase, blue vase and dish.
What did you get for that?
£16.
That's great, isn't it?
That's a good start.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's so much more to follow.
Yes.
There's a lot more to
Lots more to
unpack.
follow, is there? Well, I'll leave you to do that.
All
I'll
right,
catch up with you
thanks.
later.
Cheers,
Okay,
bye.
thanks. Bye.
Hiya. Hi. Oh wow, look at these. I make them myself. Oh, do you? Yeah. They all average out at about £25.
Oh really? Say like if I did like a job lot, how much would you give me like for the whole lot?
£2.90.
I'll take the whole lot. Is that okay? Yeah. Can you do me anything on the price?
Yeah, I could do £2.80.
Yeah, okay.
A fantastic sale for Rachel, but are the goods flying off the red team stall?
Oh my goodness, I never thought I'd find those.
I bought them years ago as a present for my husband, yes.
Would you take 100 on that?
110?
Go on then.
All right then.
God knows where I'm going to put them, but I'll find somewhere.
Okay then.
My cousin's wife, she got a set of these done, so I was really jealous. You can't find them.
No, they sell at auctions sometimes and they are quite expensive.
You were told that it was very unusual that they've still got the chrome on the front. So if you like it, the price is excellent. That's great. Thank you very much.
Both teams are inundated with buyers in spite of the unpredictable weather. Meanwhile, Chris Gower has come across a very desirable item, but is it in the best condition?
Well, this is an English girandole mirror. Now, girandole is a word which means that the candle sconces here have been applied somewhere to the mirror. This frame has been restored to its original condition. Some people would think that's a great plus, whilst others would think it's a total travesty. So let's look at the glass. It's pitted here, which happens sometimes during manufacture. It also shows it's got age. Some people would tear this out and put new glass in, and others would say, no way, leave it exactly where it is. So where does a mirror have its value? Well, in early mirrors, if we had the original glass in the original gilded frame, well, we'd be talking 5 figures for that. So with Victorian and later mirrors like this, it's basically what you can bear. If you can live with aged, cracked or grey mirrors, that is fine. If you can bear to live with very, very faded and broken gilding, that's fine. The answer is, it's all a matter of taste.
Hi, how have you been getting on? It looks a lot emptier.
Much better.
Yes, things are looking up.
Clocks, they've gone.
I know.
Don't give me a disaster story, I can't bear it. What happened?
No, we actually asked for the right money. We even made £5 over.
Well, good. That's unbelievable after this morning's little episode. Fabulous. We've made some of the money up that you lost on the other one this morning.
Yeah,
Excellent. Now, what about the handbags? How have they been going? I can see there's still some left.
there are, but that's probably been the high point of today. 'Cause this really wonderful lady came along and she just loved them, and she bought probably the majority.
Well, let's hope you shift a few more things. It'd be nice if this goes before the end of the day, wouldn't it? So I
Yeah.
think we can safely say you can come down on the price of that. There you are. I'm so kind.
Rachel and Pam have now sold 2 Art Deco clocks, so the pressure is now on the red team, but they appear to be taking things in their stride. Well, it is a nice day for this, isn't it, hey?
Oh, it's beautiful now.
I mean, what a better way to spend your day.
I could think of that. Yes.
I knew you were going to say that.
We're
Well, talking of the river,
Yeah.
you're missing some ducks.
I had a buyer come along with her mother, absolutely loved them. Didn't think she'd find anything like that here, and she was really pleased.
So what did she pay for them?
£110.
Well, I think we'll go to dinner after this, don't you? Okay, all right. Well, let's hope you make a few more sort of last-minute sales.
Yep.
Because it sounds to me like you've got a lot of money in your coffers.
Yeah, we're doing
It's
all right,
building
I
up.
think.
All right, see you later.
Bye.
The red team is giving the green team a run for their money, but it could prove hard to match Rachel's sale of all those handbags. Meanwhile, Mark Franks is keeping an eye out for signs of quality.
I'm looking at veneers. Now, veneers are quality timber which is cut very thinly and then planted or glued on top of base timber like pine. Now, can you date it from veneers? Yes, you can. This is paper thin and this was machine cut. Now, early Victorian pieces had to be hand cut because they didn't have the machines to do it at the time, and it's thicker. Machine cut pieces are about as thick as paper, hand cut pieces about as thick as a 20p piece. This is Edwardian, and that's clear to see by the thinness of the veneer.
Well, it's been a busy day at Ascot, but how much money have the teams actually made? The green team made a huge sale, £280 for the handbags, £5 for the Toby jug, and £27 for the mirrored cabinet. They didn't sell their flying ducks, but made £215 for those lovely Art Deco clocks. The red team managed to get £110 for their Bezic ducks and £15 for the 1930s biscuit barrel. £46 for 3 Ladro figures. And despite a lot of interest, they didn't sell the Cornish ware, but made up for it with £300 for the street vendor prints.
The boot sales wrapped and packed. So have our teams. How did they get on? Now, how did you find it?
It was a great day.
Yeah?
Really enjoyed it, yes.
Well, we did have good weather for it, I have to say.
Yeah, not too bad.
Now, what was your favourite sale?
I think my Bezic ducks.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they went to a good home.
They did. I mean, they were quite well priced, to be fair,
Yes.
because, you know, if you wanted to sell them on, you probably could have made some money, because they
Yes.
went for 110, didn't
Yes, they did, yes.
Yeah, but the fact that, I mean, I saw that lady and she was so keen on them, and
She
she was
was,
a real
yeah.
private collector. She was just delighted. She couldn't believe she found them,
That's
could
right,
she?
she was really, really pleased, yes.
Now, can you remember what your target figure was?
It was
£590.
£590. Do you think you did anything like that?
Yeah.
I think
Over that.
yes,
That's what we like to hear.
man.
Yes, you're telling me. So you think you easily did that?
Yeah.
I think
Well,
we did.
you did very well. You exceeded that. You got £691.
wow.
Oh, well.
So way over your
brilliant.
target
That's
figure,
brilliant, yeah.
and that's a lot of money.
Yeah,
so
I'm really
congratulations
pleased
to
with
you. Now, of course, you've exceeded your target figure, so in a way, you're a winner. But are you? Which is where our green team came in. Now, you had an interesting day, didn't you? Let's go through your clocks, shall we?
Oh, do we have to?
Yes, because there's a great lesson in that, I think. The first clock was massively undersold, wasn't it?
It was, yeah,
And-
we had a bit of a blonde moment then.
All right then, let's move on from that, because that was a bit of a boo-boo. But then you regained your composure, didn't you? And actually oversold one of them, because it was valued at 125 and you sold it for 130.
Yeah,
We
that
had
was
a
good
comeback.
result. Yeah,
Now, what was your target figure?
400.
Exactly.
Exactly 400. Do you think you got anything like that?
Just,
I think we were sort of close.
in.
Close,
yeah.
scraped in. You did phenomenally well. You got £637.
Wow.
Which is absolutely
That's
amazing, yeah, and congratulations to you. Because although both our teams have exceeded their target figure, because you exceeded your target figure by the most, Rachel and Pam, you are in fact the winner. So congratulations to you. I think that's brilliant. Now, there were a lot of private collectors buying today, but there were also a lot of dealers buying. Now, our red team made a last-minute sale of a picture which sold for £10 to the same dealer that bought the clock from our green team. So it just goes to show there's a lot of dealer activity out there, and thank goodness for them, because without them, I very much doubt our teams would have exceeded their target figures like they did. Until next time on Trading Treasures, we'll see you then. Bye-bye.